What's up guys, Adam with Illumaesthetic here. Today, this is the second part of the video tutorial series on how to disassemble taillights. Previous video we did how to take open butyl sealed taillights with an oven. Today we're going to show you how to cut open plastic welded taillights, which is the other category of taillight. So the next part of this is how do you know if your taillights are plastic welded? The big telltale sign is basically the opposite of the butyl lights. If you look at where the two plastic ends meet, if you don't see any clips where it may suggest that the light is actually clipped in, that means that it's most likely plastic welded. So this is a Honda Civic EP3 tail light, and this is a Subaru Legacy light, and you can see here as well, there's no clips anywhere to indicate that it may be butyl sealed, so this is most likely plastic welded as well. Another good indication is if the car is newer than 2000, built past 2000, it is also very likely plastic welded. The butyl sealing thing is more common in cars before the 2000s. Alright, so what tools are we going to need for this? First, safety. Safety is always very important. Depending on how you use to cut the lights open, we're going to want work gloves. This is great for any kind of spinning disc to make sure that it doesn't cut you. Asking how I know. The second tool is obviously eye protection. In the case where you're using a Dremel, there's going to be plastic flying everywhere, so it's always good to make sure that the plastic doesn't get in your eye. Next step is going to be general prep and planning. So the first thing is a Phillips head screwdriver. This is to get any of the screws existing on the light out. After that, it's a bronze Sharpie. Make sure it's bronze, no other color will work. Bronze is very important, but this will help you draw the line out and plan where you're going to cut. Then comes the flathead screwdriver. The flathead screwdriver is for prying the light open after you're done cutting. So for this particular cutting tools, there are 3 options you can use. I only have 2, but unpictured here is an ultrasonic cutter, and I don't really have one, so there's no reason to go over it. The second thing is a hot knife. The hot knife is great for precision cutting. It's not loud, and it's more or less a heated. It's more or less for heated cutting. The second tool is a Dremel. We like to use the Dremel personally because it is faster, and the precision is a skill thing. We specifically like using the gyro metal disc. This is specifically made for plastic, and it cuts through things really quickly. Alright, so I'm going to go through a couple of examples of some lights we've cut before, just really quickly to get you an idea of kind of what to expect. The first one is a Evo 9 light. You can see based on the cut line front and back that we cut very close to the lens, pretty much where the lens meets the black portion, a little bit towards the black portion. This one's a popular one. This is a 0607 Subaru light. If you look at the back here, it's also cut very close to the lens. And you can kind of see right here, it's also, we use the smaller blade to cut this section. But the general idea is it's very close to where the lens meets the plastic. We did this one behind this shroud part. Yep. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go into the more specific light. So this is a Legacy light, and I'm going to go over some preparation things you need to go over. Just also, not only in general, but also specifically for this light. So the first things first, we do want to take the harness off. So however you do it, we do unclip it here, pull the sockets out, lights out. We do also, for lights that have clip-on versions of this, you want to take it off. So you take your flathead screwdriver. Make sure you do save the screws, do not lose them. That would suck later down the road. So we're going to take the screws out. And if you look here, it is welded right there. So what you're going to do is you can either cut it, or in this case, I'm going to Dremel it. Take it out like that. And then for this light specifically, this is part of the body panel trim. and there are 2 screws for it, so we also want to take that off. And just let it fall. So this light is completely stripped bare of anything that might get in the way, and we're ready to plant. For the Civic EP3 lights, as you see, the harness, this was actually from the factory. This is how you get it from the factory, brand new. This shroud is molded as part of the light, which may make it complicated later on, but there's nothing you can do about it. There is no harness, so we don't have anything to take out, and there are no auxiliary screws, so there's nothing to take out there. So this light is more or less already ready for cutting. For this specific Subaru light, we do want to kind of cut towards the lens, but if you look closely, there is a chrome insert, and we want to do our best not to damage it. So what I'm going to do, as far as planning goes, is I'm actually going to cut right here, and I'm going to go this way. So I'm going to mark it, just go along the entire length of this, and just protrude it out. Follow the line. And then when I get here, I'm actually going to cut this section going diagonally towards in. So, and then for this section, it's going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to cut right at this lip corner right here. So before you start cutting, make sure you go over this a couple times, make sure you're happy with it, because obviously this is a irreversible thing. And also when you start cutting, be very, very careful to never cut this way, because what happens is you hit the lens, you can't really fix the lens, no one's happy, very hard to fix. So yeah, so I've already Sharpied out generally where you should cut. This is mostly true for most taillights as far as relative areas. We will be doing specific tutorials on specific popular lights later, but this is a general guide as to how you want to plan it out when you cut. So let's get cutting.